There we go. And we're off.
Everything that lives is designed to end.
That's a little loud for me.
We are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death.
I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit.
Of punishment? I often think about the God who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle, and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
All right, so we're just getting started. If you've seen this game a couple times before, then you know for a fact that this is just kind of a moment where we chill back and look to the future, if you will. This is a moment for introspection, a moment to really prepare yourself for the run, because it's about a minute and 30 seconds of just this cutscene where you can't do anything. It's a real good start, especially when you're running a category like Mackerel, where it's an 8-minute category, and a minute and 30 seconds is taken up by this cutscene. Really fun, you know. I did the math one time. I have wasted roughly 6 hours of my life watching this cutscene and this cutscene only. Anyway, we're not here to talk about how I've used my time in my life. These guys are getting hit on purpose. They're getting rid of some medicine in their item slots so that they can menu a little bit faster. All these hits are going to be on purpose. They're going to be using our equivalent of potions, which are just recoveries. They're going to be doing a little AI manip here, pushing that guy on the left a little bit over so he kills that enemy on the left, and then taking them out very quickly. I wonder if either of them will go for the second AI manip, which is a personal favorite of mine, because I found it out, but people don't go for it. Anyway, they're just taking out these enemies as quickly as possible, and in this flight suit thing, we are going to go to a strange little, we're going to be going to the bulk of everything. It looks like Mytherium did go for the AI manip and gets it perfectly, misses two of the enemies. It looks like he's having a little bit of trouble here. Mytherium is actually very much a very hard runner, and so he's used to playing a little bit safer, I think, and has gotten a lot of those habits ingrained in his muscle memory, if you will, to kind of just avoid these enemies as much as possible. But as I was saying, we're in this flight suit sequence, and this really isn't going to last very long, and then we're going to get into the 3D, you know, beat 'em up section of the game. Words are hard, guys. Words are hard. In just a moment here, but basically all they're doing is just taking out enemies as quickly as possible, taking a little bit of damage to up their recoveries. Get rid of some recoveries, make it a little bit faster to menu. Also, if you look to the top left of the screen, you can see that the water textures are not that great. And if you play this game a lot, it will start to kind of bother you, then you'll come to acceptance, and then, yeah, see, on the like left, it just doesn't move. There's like a clear seam anyway. You'll start noticing it, and then at first you're like, this is, ugh. And then, oh, it looks like MT, just taking a lot of damage here, just gonna get rid of those recoveries. There we go. And then Mytherium doing a slick movement through the triangle. Little right angles in the chat. If anyone from the NieR community was watching, they'd probably do that. But anyway, again, all these guys have these waves memorized and put down to a science. This opening sequence is just super optimized. And we're just going to be seeing them take out these enemies as quickly as possible. Again, that's literally about it. That's all I got to talk about until they beat up this dude. And then crash through these doors, and then we're going to actually get into the meat and potatoes of this delicious game. Skip that cutscene. Alright, so we're coming into combat. We've got two types of weapons at the start, and then we'll only be left with one. We've got a short sword and a long sword. The short sword is the one we're going to be using. It's going to be in the heavy slot. Alright, we're going to get into some quick talking here. It's going to be in the heavy slot, then you're going to do a dash plus a heavy, and then you're going to throw out a spinning sword. We call that damage glitch. Eventually, we're going to set up something called double damage glitch. But basically, this increases our damage by 5 times, and then if you flash the flashlight really quickly, the enemy's heads will turn red, and that means they're taunted. This does 1.5 times damage. It's a lot of numbers, but basically 1.5 times damage for taunting, 5 times damage on the base number, including the taunt, with damage glitch. Now, we're also going to be buffing, which adds another amount of an increase to damage. And that's going to be increasing our base along with taunting, and then we're going to do the 5 times damage multiplier with damage glitch. Woo! That means we melt stuff like crazy. If you saw that arm, which we like to call Marks because that's his name, destroyed. Just absolutely melted. And it looks like these runners are getting a little bit closer. MT is going to pull ahead by about, I'd say, 8 seconds. Yeah, about 7.5 times. That sounds about right. And then MT coming up on some slick movement. The cool thing about these, about this game is that the attacks. Slightly messing that up. That's going to give Myth a bit of an opportunity to be able to catch up some space here. The cool thing about attacks in this game is that a lot of them will either get you height or get you horizontal room. Now, the interesting thing about that is that the devs really didn't care about making walls too good in this game. So what is going to happen is we're going to be using strings of attacks to get height or horizontal distance, and we're just going to, like, leave the intended area very, very easily just by going over things or clipping into things. The walls are also made of paper, and we have a sword. We can cut through it very easily, and we're going to be seeing that a lot in this game to get rid of some sequences. MT just taking out those enemies very quickly, and this is what I'm talking about. Stringing together these attacks to get maximum height, gets onto that bridge. That's called bridge skip, one of the hardest skips in the game, believe it or not. MT making it look easy. Myth coming up on it. Let's see if he gets it first try. Oh, gets a little bit of a heavy there. MT bouncing back on the left screen. Did something off screen, gets up and over something very quickly, very easily, and just goes along there. Does a pod launch, gets behind those girders, and now we're going to dash, plunge here, go here, take out these enemies, hopefully with a god laser. Bless RNG. Oh, okay, he missed one. That's a pretty darn good laser, though. Oh, never mind, he missed 2 with that. But Mytherium going to be going out of bounds here now as well, and he's going to be coming up on this area. MT having a pretty decent Silo 3. Oh, getting a little bit of ninjas. Commentator's curse. I'm so sorry, MT, if you're rewatching this. You can, by all means, be a little bit angry at me. He's going to set up a laser here, kill out 4 of those, take out this guy as quickly as possible. We'll see how Myth is doing. I know he really likes that very hard run. He's gotten very used to it. Myth having a pretty great Silo 3 so far, though. He could gain a little bit of time here. Oh, looks like Myth missed something. Missed one of the lasers. MT might go for angle swag. No, does not go for angle swag. He's just going to be dashing through this boy and get to the next area. Going to plunge here. A little bit of an optimization. I'm interested to see if Mytherium goes for angle swag, because it's always pretty hype to see. He is coming up to it. If you're watching the slideshow, that is Mytherium's stream. Oh, he's not going for it. It looks like both runners are very conscious of the fact that this is supposed to be a close race, and they really can't afford to lose any time. So neither one going for a slightly risky strat that does only gain you about 0.8 seconds when done perfectly. Alright, so we've come up on double arms, which is Mark's. MT not getting the laser out, so I don't know if he's going to be doing buffless. But anyway, we're throwing out damage glitches where we think, well, where we know Marks is going to end up. Let's see if MT gets this. Okay, he's very close. You need to reach a certain damage threshold. He's going to have... He got it. Perfect. Woo! That was kind of... that was kind of hairy. Mytherium also doing that. Maybe getting a little bit of time on MT here. Looks like he got that pretty darn well. That's going to go down very quickly, and we're up to angles. Now this part, there's not a whole lot to talk about, I'll be honest. But with regards to combat, we now have damage glitch, we now have taunting, we now have buffing. We've talked about those 3 things, but there's another thing that we need to talk about before we talk about the other things. That's called pod slow-mo. So when you gear up a pod program, if you've played the game, you'll know that as, you know, the giant laser or various other different pod programs. We only ever use the laser in this speedrun. But if you gear that up, you charge it up, it'll actually slow down the world around you for a period of time, and then you can refresh it by shooting and canceling it and then doing all that jazz. So we'll probably see Mytherium do that, or MT do that. Yeah, MT doing both of them now doing pod slow-mo. So the 3 lines above 2B mean that they're doing pod slow-mo. Basically, that's just charging up a pod program, and it slows down the world around you, so that you can get in some extra little tiddlywinks, little tidbits of damage. So MT now done with the time section. Oh no! That is really unfortunate. There's very few moments of RNG in this run, and there's one right off the bat, which is this. After that cutscene, if you get punches like this, you lose about 26 seconds, 24 seconds, whereas Mytherium actually got the best possible attack pattern, so he possibly could come out on top here. You want ranged attacks. If you get melee attacks, clap loses 6 seconds, punches loses 24 to 26 seconds. And so Mytherium actually coming out on top. This is now an incredibly close race. Really unfortunate, though. That is 100% RNG, and if I was MT, I'd be honestly pretty dang tilted. Because that did happen in my tourney race, and I know that feeling all too well. So both runners part of the best part of the community, which is left pipists. You can go to the right pipe or the left pipe here. Basically, this is a little out of bounds that allows you to just kind of not get hit by anything. You can just kind of chill here, hang out, relax, have some tea, go to the bathroom, do whatever you got to do. But yeah, run reset point with punches. But then he's just going to punch. Myth's going to probably drown out just for fun. MT just going to jump in there. This is a very close race at this point, guys. Punches, unfortunate, but did make it very close. Mytherium going to be doing a little bit of fun movement. We're going to get our first double lift of the run. Oh, Mytherium just getting rid of that lead. So when you double lift, a double lift is really interesting. When we do what's called a lift, which is that upward sword attack, if our feet hit the ground, so if we do it on a sloped area, then it refreshes our jump and allows us to do it again, and we get massive height from doing this. Let's see how these guys, ninjas are. Alright, Mytherium with okay ninjas. If MT has a good ninjas here, he'll be able to gain some time back. He has a pretty good ninjas. I think he might have gained like a second or two on Mytherium here. Now there is one more part of RNG coming up. This is timed, right? We're just waiting for a certain dialogue, and when Tubi says shut up, you want Angles to punch you immediately after that. If he does another attack, you're losing time. And so it's very possible that Mytherium gets that, or MT gets that and loses more time. I don't know. But that is 100% RNG. RNG. Duh. RNG as well. RNG for, I guess, the uninitiated, possibly one of you who maybe is a bot. Is a random number generator. It basically just means random. It's just luck. So I'm gonna move our audio over to Myth because he seems to be holding the lead. So you see Myth just waiting for that punch a little bit, and now MT waiting on that punch as well. They both getting punched. Okay. So it looks like MT is about like 4 seconds behind. So we're going to do something interesting here. We're going to be doing a heavy attack and then a dash cancels that heavy attack because we're using Engel's own arm to punch himself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. So he's gonna. Oh, did he get the double hit? There's a chance for a double hit, and he just kind of destroyed that thing. Normally you have to do 3 hits. Okay, so we're gonna be doing something called dash punching. Just jumping over a slow walk animation there, just a little bit faster. Match through this dialogue, then he's going to have a cutscene to skip. MT's going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be seeing us do this weird dash punching thing, and it's just very ever so slightly faster, just a slight optimization of movement tech. You're going to be dashing, then punching. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then we're going to be doing an evolution of that when we upgrade our sword in just a second here. I'm going to take a little breather, take a little bit of water here for a second. They're just going to be setting up some menus. This is menu percent. It's a difficult boss, the menu boss. Mytherium running through this with ease, no hiccups, beautiful menuing.
Morning.
MT also having a very good menu so far, no hiccups. Very good menuing from both players, and now they're just going to start mashing. So very close race. Honestly, it's like this is crazy close. And that's kind of what I was expecting from this. Looks like Mytherium is going to be going for a. Oh, that is unfortunate. MT probably going to gain a little bit of time here. He's going to do a dialogue cancel. He is going to gain a little bit of time, and that does matter because this race is close enough that this matters. So he's going to gain like 1 or 2, like maybe 4 seconds even. Mytherium having a little bit of sloppy movement. Everything's going to matter here. Sloppy movement. Oh my gosh. MT is going to be gaining a little bit of time on Mytherium just by movement. Oh, getting a little bit unfortunate with 9S trying to jump into the elevator there, but yeah, they're very close. Mytherium going into the flight suit at 57, MT going into the flight suit at 58, 59. They are literally 1 or 2 seconds apart right now. You make like small optimization mistakes, and you have lost your lead. Okay, both we're back in the flight suit. In case you didn't have eyeballs and couldn't see that we are in the flight suit, I'm going to tell you we're in the flight suit. Again, whenever we're in the flight suit, it's just going to be trying to take out enemies as quickly as possible, just getting these waves down pat. They're not random, they are planned. For Marble Soda, blah, 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 blah. This is a strat we like to call stick flick, and you just wildly flick your stick around, and it sounds kind of strange, doesn't it? And you just try to take out some of these enemies by doing that. We use pod program to get rid of the fidget spinner there, and MT taking it out just slightly after Mytherium. Mytherium bugging out, having a good time. So we're gonna be going into the city ruins here, which is where our game is going to be taking place most of the time. We're going to be going to a few other distinctive locales, if you will, but for the most part, we're going to be chilling in these city ruins. And what we're going to be doing is do a little lift here. Oh, or not, Myth doing a little bit of an optimization problem there. That's what I'm saying, guys. These small optimization issues are going to be huge in this run. Okay, both of them just plunging down because then we don't take any fall damage. We're going to be avoiding fall damage through various means, and we are doing that dash punching, which I was talking about. Dashing, then punching. Sounds simple, but the windows of timing is actually pretty tight, and it's just to... oh, see? MT now in the lead just because of movement optimization. That's it. Movement optimization is going to be huge here. It's going to be absolutely killer. This race is intensely close. Intensely close. Words are hard. Sorry, guys. But movement optimization is going to be very important here. Going into the dialogue about the same... Oh, MT getting a little stuck. See, they're going to be trading this lead back and forth just based off of small optimizations until someone makes a large mistake. And knowing these runners, they're fairly consistent. I don't know how much they've been running or practicing, but their consistency is usually pretty good. So I don't imagine they'll be making huge mistakes, just small little optimization errors here and there. Like MT just took the lead again just because Mytherium dashed into a wall. That's how close this is. They're just going to be trading this lead back and forth, and I am going to lose my voice by the end of this, I guarantee it. Woo! So we just picked up some fetch quests, right? Everyone's favorite type of quest. How is IGT still synced? Because their load times are probably pretty much the same. The load times are usually pretty uniform. But alright, so just picking up these items as quickly as possible.
Plant life has claimed most of the central area. Big plants too.
And boy, oh my gosh, they are like frame and frame, and Mytherium just like small optimization errors. That's what I'm telling you guys. Some we're gonna be killing some of these enemies very specifically. These only specific enemies drop what we want. So he's gonna pick that up. He's gonna be killing these guys. Whoever has the cleaner one here is going to come out on top for this little scuffle. It looks like Mytherium having some. Oh, looks like Mytherium's stream has dropped. Looks like my stream has maybe dropped. Actually, I'm gonna refresh the stream. Sorry, guys. Very sorry about that.
The resistance is a valuable ally to your help.
Okay.
We also help ourselves. So no, I don't think they're a pain.
I'm going to turn down. MT's volume is like very compressed or something. Oh, that's my bad. Okay, I'm gonna stop messing around with that. Okay, so both very quickly going through everything, but MT coming out slightly on top. The interesting thing on Twitch as well. Okay, that's good to know. We're gonna switch over to MT's audio because MT is actually now in the lead just because of small little optimizations here and there. Very interesting. Mytherium is actually higher on the leaderboard, but we've seen MT really post some good times. MT, I know, has PB'd quite a few times without posting it to be verified. I'm not entirely sure why, but then again, I understand where he's coming from. I do the same exact thing. I have not posted a single any percent run ever. Okay, so we're going to be coming up on something very interesting here, and I'm going to try and explain it before we get to it so I don't have to talk like an auctioneer the entire time. We're going to be picking up a teleporter here, which doubles as a save point. So we're going to be picking up a save point, and then that's going to set up for a save scum later just by doing some tricky out of bounds and avoiding some dialogue. The other thing that's important here is we're going to be doing some buys. We're going to be buying a sachet and animal bait, which allows us to ride animals. So that's really cool. We're going to be buying some buffs here that are going to hold us over till we can get larger buffs, and we're going to be, most importantly, buying a chip called Resilience. Resilience is super freaking great, because if we're above 80% health, it means we won't get staggered, and it basically just means we can face tank everything and just destroy everything with our double damage glitch, which we'll be setting up in a little bit. Just a little bit of out of bounds here, just getting behind that teleporter very easily, and then getting through here. Just a very nice beeline, a 2B line, if you will. I'm really sorry about that, chat. But we're going to be going as quickly as possible. And then if you guys know this game, you know we got to talk to Jackass. We got to blow up the barrier, right? Actually, no. As I said earlier, the walls are made of paper, and we have a sword. We can cut through it very, very easily. We're just going to be going around here. This is the barricade, doing a little plunge. Oh. Little optimizations. MT losing the lead because of this. Mytherium picking up the lead. This is so close. MT just not getting quite the right angle. He's got to get a little bit... Yeah, right there. Okay, so then they're going to be skirting this out of bounds just to get a cutscene trigger that saves about 4 seconds, this out of bounds. MT just going back inbounds. He's losing even more time. This is really unfortunate, but that means Mytherium's going to be back in the lead. Whew. What's up, Icefire? Is everything okay? We're going to be picking up Pod B here. We're going to be going back to Mytherium because he is now in the lead. He's picked up that lead because of some unfortunate timing with that.
We've got enemies approaching.
That wall was not nice to MT. MT also got punches. But we're going to pick up this pod, and that basically allows us to get another pod program, which is super important for the flight section, or the flight... Jeez, words are... What the heck? For the flight unit segments. There we go. Jesus. Whew. Okay. For the flight unit segments, because we're going to be able to use 2 pod programs, and that's going to be a huge amount of damage. Okay, so Mytherium going to be coming up on this stupid rock. He's going to try and plunge here while that, ooh, beautiful stupid rock gets right towards the end. That's just small optimization because you get stuck in an animation there and can't do anything. Mytherium being bold and taunting him, he can sometimes attack you if you taunt him. Okay, skipping a cutscene. Normally you don't have that, oh, MT not getting quite the same treatment. Unfortunately, doesn't get that stupid rock. He's going to be losing a little bit more time there. Mytherium taking a more hefty lead now, and we're going into one of the larger skips of the game. This is Housing Complex Skip, and words. I'm so sorry, guys. Words are hard. What we're going to be doing is going to be doing a lift, getting up here, and clipping out on that little wall. Boom, out of bounds, and we're going to be just skipping. I think 3 or 4 cutscenes here. And let's see if Mytherium goes for platformless. There's a chance that MT could pick up some time here if Mytherium screws this up. I haven't seen Mytherium screw this up in a very long time, but it's a race. Anything can happen. He's going to be switching over to this, picking up a trigger out of bounds. That's going to be a very common theme here. Oh, he doesn't quite get it. He's going to have to void out. He's going to be losing a little bit of time there. And this is going to give MT a little bit of a chance to get a little bit, to get some more time back. And Mytherium, no! Where are you? Oh no! MT's definitely going to be able to pick it up now. He's going to be able to get this lead. He's going to be able to get this lead back. If he didn't just plunge into the pit, he plunged into the pit. They both plunged into the pit. The spaghetti is nuts! Oh my gosh, this is absolutely crazy. This race is so close. MT just trying to get back up onto this platform because that's the trigger we need. Oh, and he plunges all the way back down. Oh my god, this is nuts. Alright, so if you look at Mytherium's side, the right side of the screen, he just put another small sword in the triangle, or a heavy slot, sorry, triangle slot. It looks like MT having some issues getting out, but Mytherium putting that small sword in that slot means that he can do 2 of those spinning swords that I was talking about. Wow, this was some crazy spaghetti. Mytherium, it looks like, honestly, is keeping the same amount of lead before all that spaghetti. Maybe a little bit of a heftier lead, but since both of them spaghetti, this is still a very close race. Thank you, Lord, for spaghetti today, because it gives me the chance to commentate this hype and close race. So this part is pretty much just timed. We're just waiting for, I like that you can go from 100 to 0 very quickly when you're commentating. Okay, MT just going to be taking out this boy here. And then Mytherium just waiting for a very certain sound cue, which is kind of them all in chorus saying this cannot continue. And then he's going to charge up an SD just to get as much XP and chips as possible. Our drops from here will be very important for the rest of the race. Now, you know, as I said, this is incredibly close. Even now, it's still incredibly close, and everything's going to matter. We'll see how Mytherium does on this. I know he's used to very hard a lot of the time. He gets sword. He does get sword dodge. If MT doesn't get sword dodge, he'll be getting a bit of time back on Mytherium. But it's, oh, very close from Mytherium. Very quick on the draw with those recoveries. If he had died there, that would have definitely been a good chance for MT. MT coming into this fight as well, so he's not at least a whole atom fight behind. Mytherium getting a pretty good second phase there. Now, if MT doesn't get sword dodge, he will be gaining time on Mytherium, and it's going to be a little bit closer. And then there's a lot of areas where we could see just time. It depends on if either player goes for roller coaster skip. Just a ton of things could go differently. Killing Adam there, and we're going to be going through here and doing the second part of that save scum that I was talking about. If we're looking at Mytherium screen on the right, he's going to be doing the second part of that save scum. This, by the way, fun fact, the world record holder has labbed out a lot of this movement, so this movement is heavily optimized. I wonder if either player goes for the heavily optimized routing for this. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies that you can actually just dash heavy over. It looks like Mytherium does know it. So he's going to be going to the right here a little bit, getting over that hump without having to jump. Just saves a little bit of time. Everything, just small little optimizations are really going to matter in who wins this race. The person who's slightly more optimized is going to be the person that takes home the win. So he's going to push out this box slightly, ever so slightly. Boom. And now he's going to do this pod launch into this little hole, clip out of bounds, kablamo, and he's going to turn left about now. Jump up, get on this invisible floor, get into this circle, and pause, save, and load. Oh, little bit of menu spaghetti. That's going to be a little bit of time that MT is going to be able to catch up. MT only, like, I'd say 10, 15 seconds behind. Really not a far lead in this game. MT, as long as he doesn't clip back and bounce, nice. MT getting it, no problem. As long as he doesn't void out either. He could be looking to gain a little bit of time here. Get that quick save. Oh, okay. Get that quick save, MT. Come on. Okay, slightly less spaghetti than Mytherium, so he is going to be getting a little bit of time on that.
Operator to 9S. Data upload complete.
Whew. Okay, we're going to be going to Amusement Park, which everyone loves the amusement park. Honestly, it's a fantastic looking area. It's got fantastic music and one of the best bosses in the game, Beauvoir. Beauvoir is freaking amazing. And, you know, I actually kind of now like the androids part of it because it's kind of fun how it's slightly optimized. Mytherium having a little bit of movement spaghetti. If MT can avoid movement spaghetti, I think MT could take this lead back very easily. Not to mention, I don't know which player is going to go for a roller coaster skip, if either are going to go for a roller coaster skip. And if either one goes for it and fails, that is going to definitely ensure someone else will get or maintain a longer lead. So basically, just quick movement through these sewers. Mytherium is going to be going up this ladder. He's going to probably jump off and do a lift here. Yep, just to get to the top of that. The top of the ladder animation is pretty slow. We're going to be coming up on this route, doing a double lift, getting up and over this cutscene trigger. Nice. Gets up and over it. No problem without triggering that. Yeah, this is a very tight race. Very close. How you doing, Win Super? Nice to see you, my guy. It's been a while. Let's see if Mytherium goes for roller coaster. I will be incredibly hype if he does. If he doesn't, I'm going to give him a lot of crap because, you know, no gumption, no male parts. That's probably a way I can put that. You know what I'm trying to say, guys. You won't do it, Mytherium. He won't do it, actually. He's just going for the Let's Play skip. He's playing it safe. I gotta say, I respect it. Neither of them went for Angle swag either, so I really doubt either of them are going to go for roller coaster. It is a much higher risk than Angle swag, so realistically speaking, it's going to be... Yeah, I'd be very surprised if either one goes for it. Mytherium doing some SD strat here. I'm not entirely sure why. Yeah, MT just going for the Let's Play as well. This is just too darn close. I don't think either player wants to risk it. So they're going to both be going on this auto-scroller coaster, if you will. Just taking out some enemies, hoping for some drops. Maybe they'll go for BC3? I don't know. BC3 would be pretty hype. That's the next upgrade level of our sword, but we need a very specific set of materials to upgrade it. And some of those drop from these enemies on this roller coaster. It looks like Mytherium not really getting exactly what he wants. I can't really read the materials super well. I'm trying to read it, but it's very pixelated. Mytherium doing booty strats for us though. Always appreciated Mytherium. Always appreciated. And then MT just doing combat as well. We're going to be jumping into this boss fight called Beauvoir. Our beautiful, bodacious, brash, bountiful robot Beauvoir. You guys like that alliteration? I liked that alliteration.
What the hell?
Don't mind the robot part. So we're going to be buffing up. Going to be just doing some quick damage, taking out that health bar. Just see that health bar just melt down. You actually can't beat this boss too fast, because if you kill her first phase too quickly, you'll do a 0 cycle, and a 0 cycle actually ends up being a full cycle. So you have to make sure you half cycle her, because then she will actually do a half cycle. Mytherium just SDing all the time. He's just blowing through. He's telling everyone in chat, he's telling everyone watching, I don't need these recoveries, thank you very much. That, or he's just, you know, practicing. MT getting actually a very unfortunate. He did get the 0 cycle, so she throws out a whole attack cycle of 1 move. That is going to lose a little bit of time. Let's see how Mytherium does here with the laser. Oh, takes out. Oh, unfortunately missing those. Honestly, a fairly easy laser there. But the spaghetti has been real today, guys. I swear. So much spaghetti. But but the first laser was actually incredible, taking out 6 of those enemy androids. Very quick android phase, and he's going to be taking out this phase on Beauvoir as quickly as possible. This one, you don't have to worry about the cycles, so boom. There goes that cycle. He's going to be taking out these androids over here just for a little bit of extra tasty EXP. We love getting as much EXP as possible because we are generally super over-leveled. Under-leveled for most of this run. Unfortunately, MT, it looks like getting hacked. He's going to be losing a little bit of time. That's about 4 to 6 seconds, depending on how well you do the hacking section. Mytherium coming out of Beauvoir, and MT going to be going into the last phase of Beauvoir here. Let's see. Honestly, it's still close. One mistake from Mytherium, and MT is caught up. It's it's a very close race, I promise. But Mytherium doing an SD at the end of Beauvoir, we're going to be seeing MT do the same exact thing right now. So that SD is going to set up for some really interesting movement tech. We're going to be able to get from one place to another very, very, very quickly by utilizing some really interesting, clever mechanics that the game, I don't really think, intended us to be used that way. Just doing a little bit of movement optimization there to get up and over a ladder so we don't have to climb them, because ladders are slow, ladders are dangerous. Watch out when family members are using ladders. Okay, guys? Ladders are dangerous. You can fall off. Your dad can land on a nail. They're dangerous. Just watch out. Ladders are a killer. Avoid them at all costs. So this is just going to be some quick optimized movement, getting over some of these little spaces. It's kind of a tricky movement section. It's not too bad. And we're going to hopefully see Mytherium dash swing into the cutscene. If he gets a walk animation, that means he's lost a little bit of time. Gets the instant cutscene, no problem. This is Mytherium we're talking about. This is Mytherium and MT we're talking about. They're not making these rookie mistakes. They're not at my level. Picking up a save point again, just so that we can kind of, you know, teleport around later, because we will get a teleporter ability, fast travel, if you will, in a bit. How you doing, Canaris? How'd your stream go? I hope it went well. Do you have a new world record yet? Canaris, world record holder, in stream chat right now. If you're not part of the NieR community already, which I think most of you are. Ooh, very slick. Beautiful. That wasn't spaghetti at all. Mytherium getting through that area, that small little space between the cube and the wall very quickly. It's what I like to call, like, kind of octopusing, because you just kind of whoop through a small space. Mytherium also getting a boar. Bringing the hype today. Getting that boar. The cool thing about the boar is his jump height is slower, but when you're in your jump squat, you get a little accelerated boost. That's a lot of big words about jumps that basically just mean you move faster when you jump more on the boar. That noise, Canars? Okay, MT having a little bit of trouble with this clip out on this box, on the octopus part. Let's hope he can get the shloop. Come on, MT. There you go. He made it through. Alright, so let's hope MT gets the boar as well. Alright, Mytherium picking this up. He's going to be doing that movement tech. He's going to be getting hit on purpose by this boar here, and it's going to allow us to do something kind of absolutely nuts.
What do you think?
Okay, so he's going to get... Oh! Okay, MT has a chance here. MT has a real chance here. He screwed that up. Just kidding, it's a death warp. Literally all of you guys watching. You guys know. I don't know why I did that bit. Anyways, we are back to the race, guys. Doing that death warp. What up, gamers? Okay, so Mytherium actually shooting very quickly to hit that robot. Oh, does MT have input glitch? Oh no, that would be really unfortunate. Oh well, Mytherium canceled some dialogue. MT actually canceling dialogue with that door as well. And you remember our big boy, our big friend? I was gonna say big boy friend. Not quite right. Hey, I might have tricked one dude. Yeah, that one guy watching. I love you, Joe, Bill, Norm, whatever your name is. Anyway, we're gonna be doing some quick movement here, getting through this beeline and straight to our boy Angles, our good old friend from the prologue that really gave MT a hard time. Unfortunately, rip in peace, Punches. Don't forget to pour one out for the Punches. So remember, if you've been here and you think back, you'll remember I said that the devs really just don't care about walls at all in this game. Like, they just decided to not make them practically. So there's just a hole in this invisible wall. There's normally this arena area, and you have to fight Angles, and this is a stupid fight because he's just punching you and you have to hit his arms and take out some damage. No, we're just gonna skip that. Yeah, screw that. We're not doing that fight. We're just gonna jump through this wall. It's gonna be Octopus Part 2 because I want to make that noise again. I like making that noise. He's gonna go up a very specific amount of ladder. Why am I explaining this? It's just slightly optimized. Okay, going up. He's gonna through this hole here. Gets right through it. No problemo. Nearly perfect on that one.
The skies are packed with anti-air weapons. Make sure to approach at low altitude. Copy that.
I'm getting hungry, guys. I didn't eat. I woke up, plugged into the chair, and got ready to commentate for you beautiful people. I'm gonna take a sip of water. What's gonna happen here? Mytherium's gonna buff up and then shoot just 2 big loads into his leg. Big old pod programs. Okay, big old pod programs right there. Kills him instantly. That's a quick kill on Angles and makes that fight practically trivial. We jump through the first one and then we quick hit that remix, and then we quick kill the second one. So it's practically nothing. MT getting up on here. Let's see if he can slurp through this. Slurps right on through that perfectly, and I know he's going to get the quick kill. That's not going to be a problem. Knock on wood. I hate doing commentator's curse. Mytherium going to be doing some quick movement here. This is actually really important to do this movement like this and well, because we're going to hang up on Commander, which is going to have some repercussions. You want to know what happens when you hang up on Commander? She's not terribly happy about it, so she will just... Oh, Mytherium. It's having a little bit of spaghetti there. A little bit of spaghetti. But basically, when you hang up on Commander, she's not too happy about that. So you know, she's a very possessive woman. She's you know, very domineering, very you know, it's great, honestly, just pretty awesome. But what happens is that you hang up on her, she gets a little bit upset, and so she'll just listen on all your calls. That means that you will never hear that ringing noise again, and it does save actually a decent amount of time, like a couple seconds or a couple minutes over the course of the run, because it oh, having a little hiccup on Myth's end on the stream. Oh, having a little hiccup on the stream entirely. Okay, we're good. I'm just gonna refresh my own stream, make sure I'm caught up.
We can grow. We can become aware.
Okay, so Mytherium is fighting Eve. This is our friend. This is Eve. He's a bit of an angry boy, and interestingly enough, this is just a timed section. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be killing Eve very quickly here, and then using Eve's own attack to counterattack jump, which is going to give us crazy amounts of height. And then remember, you know, the walls thing, I've said it like a million times, walls don't exist, whatever. You know, ha ha ha, speedrunning joke. He's going to dodge this counterattack, get some height, and then get up and over this wall. Kablamo. Easy peasy. And then he's going to get up and on top of this bridge, and then over that, boom, we're in the tunnels. Now this is actually really, really cool because we're going to be able to kill some enemies here. We're going to be able to kill some enemies and pick up some items. If Mytherium picks up this chest, I'm going to lose it, because it means that he might be going for VC3, and that would be super hype. Nope. Nope. Myth and I are going to have a talk later about hype. And how he needs to be hyping me up during a race. If I'm commentating his run, he better bring the hype. If I'm commentating any of your runs, you better bring the hype. That's all I'm saying. So he's going to be taking out these enemies, and that's going to allow him to just dash swing through there. Just a little bit of optimization movement-wise. Boom. MT now doing the counterattack jump, getting up and over this invisible wall. No problem. These guys are pro gamers, guys. Professional gamers over here. And then MT just getting up and over that as well. He's going to be probably taking out the enemies. If he picks up the chest, I probably won't lose it because I've already kind of been deflated once. But I will still be incredibly hyped up. But see how fast Mytherium moved through those tunnels? That was quick. It was up. Quick. Okay, just gonna be oh, Mytherium with a little bit of skit trying to get into that teleporter. And we're gonna be traveling to the bunker. Epic Gamers. That's right, Windsuper. Okay, taking a little breather. Okay, MT now gonna be going through the tunnels as well. Mytherium, just gonna mash through some dialogue very, very quickly here. MT got the chest. Ooh, baby. Let's go, MT. Let's go. Get that VC3. Let's go. Oh, let's go. I want him to get VC3 and just shred everything. That would be so satisfying. How crazy of a comeback would that be? Just get VC3 and then win. That would be so sick. Oh, anyway. Mytherium going through this, going to transport back to our boy. Don't make the plane crash. Fullest, we're all wishing you a good flight. Happy flight day. Anyway, going to be transporting back to Pascal's village. Going to be talking to him about other machines, because we want to know more. We want to know more about these machine life forms. Because we honestly don't know anything, and we're incredibly racist when we play as the androids. Freaking races. Race. Never mind. I'm going to stop talking for a second. Actually, I can't stop talking because I'm commentating. I'm going to do some buys here, get some buffs, get a little bit more of them sweet, delicious recoveries. Important thing to note, Mytherium doesn't buy defense chips, or defense buffs, because he plays on very hard attack. Oh, buying the defense buff. buying the defense buff for, I would imagine, the last phase of Eve. He probably won't be using that. He gets resilience. Gets... Oh, baby. Whoo. Those chips are a snack. Those chips... Those attack chips are a straight-up snack. That is some, honestly, just incredible RNG from the chips from Mytherium there. We're going to be seeing him get a really great end game, I think. Let's see how Myth does on the chips. By the way, on the right, Mytherium's just going to be doing some good movement. So I'm going to actually focus on MT for a second here, because Mytherium's just going to be doing movement. He's going to be doing his buys, but we're also going to be able to see if he got VC3, or
This job can be pretty rough sometimes, huh?
he heard you, Shabu, and did it just to prove you wrong. Ugh. Yeah, I didn't see MT's chips. I think he equips after...
This must be the commercial structure.
Yeah, those input icons always make me a little nervous too. MT having a little bit of trouble with this double lift. He needs to get a little bit higher on... Okay, there we go. I think he's just gonna maybe take it here. Oh, nope, he gets over it perfectly fine. Mytherium on the right. MT goes for VC3 post copy. Okay, good to know. That's good to know. So hopefully he does get it. That would be really cool. Mytherium just bleeding through these enemies, just destroying them. Also, we did miss a dialogue cancel, but whatever. The whole game is dialogue cancels, guys. Get over it. You've all seen this run. Do I really have to explain it to you? Yes, I do, because you're not the only ones watching.
Looks like the
Whew.
forest is just ahead.
Those chips are absolutely crazy. This race is still fairly close. It's still, I would say, about a minute apart if MT gets really good combat here, doing that dialogue cancel. Mytherium going into Forest, which is maybe my favorite part of the run movement-wise. Very, very fun movement, especially when you get it right. He's just going to be doing incredibly optimized movement here. Just, delicious movement. How many times can I say the word movement in the span of a couple seconds, guys? I don't know. Okay, so we're going to be going over here, doing a little bit of a jump onto there, a little bit of jump onto there, and then... Jeez. That's the worst kind of commentary, just a play-by-play. Ugh. So what's coming up are some of the more interesting skips of the game visually, in my opinion. Castle looks really cool. So, both had insane chips. Oh. Did you happen to see what MT got, by the way? If you could post that in chat, I would really like to know. But in the meantime, Mytherium is going to be coming up on a skip we like to call Rainbow Road, because we used to have Mario Kart skip, and then now we skipped that, and it's just a clever little, Rainbow Road, because we're skipping the Mario Kart skip. Ha ha ha. Nice. And basically what that is just skipping a whole section where you have to go all the way around and all this stuff. What's going to happen here, though, is he's going to clip out on this route, on this bad boy route here with a pod launch. Oh, come on, Mytherium. You can do it! Nice. Alright, gets through. Obviously, we're still in bounds. That's a joke. We're out of bounds. You have eyeballs. You can see that. Plunge glitch myth. Yeah, that's pretty sick. And we're just going to be going up these windows, because thankfully the devs put collision on them for whatever reason. I have no idea why, but there's collision there, and that's awesome. Yeah, that was a very good time to get the plunge glitch, but honestly, I'm not gonna explain what that is, because I don't have time. We're coming into A2 fight, which is a notoriously difficult fight. Honestly, a lot of people have some issues with this. You can lose a lot of time. I'm actually really curious if he did that intentionally also. I'm going to write down just a reminder to myself somewhere to ask him about that. Sorry, guys, you're going to hear a little bit of paper and a pen, because I want to ask him that on the last thing.
What you see in front of you is your enemy.
Okay. So, Mytherium also very used to very hard, but it looks like he's just not having any. Actually, having a little bit of trouble with this. Did he make it to her threshold? Yeah, he did. Unfortunately, she did get that dash off. Lost a little bit of time there. MT, if he can have a one-cycle fight, which would be insane, but not impossible, he could gain a lot of time here if he can get a one-cycle fight. Mytherium is going to plunge over a section where that will actually push you back, and if you go out the window, you've got like 2 minutes of dialogue. It's really annoying, super boring, super dumb. So we just get over that and skip all of that dialogue. And go back to Pascal's village. Yeah, by the way, when doing a mid-air dash, if you press heavy earlier, you get a diagonal plunge. If you press heavy later, you get a downward vertical motion. But for basically 1 frame between those windows, you get a dash swing. That's what we were talking about with plunge glitch. And I did actually have time to explain that now. And that happened while Myth was doing Rainbow Road. Looks like MT got a pretty decent fight, and a pretty decent A2 fight as well. That's actually crazy. He had a really good fight, because MT gaining a decent amount of time on that fight. He's just going to pop into Pascal's, do that, what Mytherium just did real quick, and then pop out. This race is close again, and we're coming into a couple sections that turn boys to men. And girls to women, I guess. Anyway. It's not my best moment. Gonna be doing some quick clips, what's another C word? Quick, consistent clips. Whatever. Gonna be talking to Anemone here, and then just jump here and clip out on these little in between a rock and a hard place. Just shoves us out of bounds there, and then. As we've kind of done this entire time, make the girls into men as well. That sounds slightly sexist, Windsuper, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna pick up a trigger. Oh, Mytherium missing it. This is a chance for MT. Let's go, MT. Oh, Mytherium, what are you doing? What are you doing, Mytherium? Mytherium with the spaghetti. MT's gonna have a chance to catch up here. He has a really big chance to catch up here. Mytherium, where are you plunging? MT could take the lead. MT, let's go. Get this perfectly. MT gets it. MT takes the lead. Oh my gosh, one mistake and MT takes it. Whoo! Oh my gosh, this is going to be incredibly close coming up into Groon, everyone's favorite part of the run. Wow, Myth. Oh, that's super unfortunate. He got 4 strafe plunges. Oh. My heart is beating so fast. And both players are going to have a really clean short fight here because it is literally seconds apart. This is absolutely insane. I know Mytherium very good at this fight. Normally, oh no. It looks like he had a little bit of issues with that. It's okay. MT having more issues. It looks like Mytherium having the better short fight out of the two of them, but it's still incredibly close. They could be coming into this section almost framed perfectly. They are literally less than a second apart at this point. Wow, this is incredibly close. And Groon is pretty much an auto-scroller, so this is just going to be picking up hype. Oh. Whew, my gosh, this is heart. My heart is beating. Whew. Okay, so Groon, most people absolutely despise this section, but there's actually a lot of this that has a, how do you say, nuance, if you will. There's a lot of nuance to this fight. If I'm using nuance incorrectly, please tell me. That'd be incredibly embarrassing, but I would like to know. Whereas, you know how I said you have to take out waves as quickly as possible? There are actually a couple sections where we're going to need to take out waves as quickly as possible to make Groon as quick as possible. Also, if we do something a little bit slower, there's going to be RNG involved. But I'll you know, tease you with that knowledge a little bit without actually telling you. But yeah, basically, again, just optimized taking these guys out. That didn't make any sense. Just optimizing. My gosh. Oh. Yeah, core RNG could, like, literally everything matters in this run because they're so close. MT with a slight lead, but oh man, this is crazy close. There are just a few things that are in the player's hands. I'm sorry guys, I'm losing it, so I'm having a hard time keeping the commentary right and everything and thinking of things to talk about, because Gruen is pretty much a auto-scroller. It's about an 11-minute auto-scroller. There are sections of it that you can that are done faster, so you can't really not pay attention, because it's not entirely fair to say it's an auto-scroller, but it's practically an auto-scroller for the whole thing. Also, I think everyone says this, but we have $2,000, a caffeinated alcoholic beverage, and a curry pizza for anyone that finds a run-viable way to skip Gruen. So $2,000 in your pocket, along with a caffeinated alcoholic beverage and a curry pizza. Yeah, for a speed run, this is awful. Like, casually, it's probably enjoyable. It's been so long since I played this game casually that I literally cannot remember it being enjoyable ever. But yeah, basically just going to be taking out these... wait, did Myth take? No, okay. I thought Myth took the lead, but it looks like MT's timer is slightly behind because of how loadless works and everything. So, believe it or not, MT is actually... Oh my gosh, they actually... MT is slightly in the lead by a second or two.
Didn't I kill that already? What on?
Oh.
If it's that big, we should be able to see it.
Winsuper, very excited about the caffeinated beverage, caffeinated alcoholic beverage before the curry pizza. Again, guys, 2,000 US dollars. Not fake money, not Zimbabwe dollars, or whatever kind of currency they have in Zimbabwe. Actually, it's probably a legitimate currency, but I'm not going to get into that today. 2,000 US dollars. The green from Kirby in your pocket. Just schlump into your pocket. $2,000. A caffeinated alcoholic beverage in your mouth, in your gullet, if you will, and a curry pizza in your stomach. What could... I feel like that's a good day. Find that skip, guys. Run viable, any percent, new game, run viable Gruen skip. Find it, and all this and more can be yours. So we're coming up on our first, what we like to call Gruen core. And this is what I was talking about, where if you're not fast enough, there's RNG involved. But if you're fast enough, there's no RNG involved. So both players are going to be trying to do this as quickly as possible. While I just sit here. Did Myth despawn the enemies? It looks like Mytherium despawned the enemies. By the way, MT is, Oh, Mytherium despawned the enemies on purpose. Or, not on purpose, on accident, I mean. That means he's going to be losing... That means he's going to be losing XP. And possibly 4 minutes. I really hope that that doesn't happen. I hope the 4 minutes doesn't happen. Because you can recover from just about everything else. Oh. This is kind of a Monka-esque moment. You can lose... I mean, Mytherium is in chat and upset, rightfully so, but honestly, it's not the end of the world. Camera is still moving, it's fine. He's at cores. He has to, he's gonna have to get out of that slump. I need Mytherium to get out of that slump right now, because he still has a run to do, and he still has a good run to do. I don't think that despawning those enemies is going to be what makes or breaks this run. I think Mytherium is going to be absolutely just fine, and I think he needs to just get through it. If you can give him some energy in the chat, that would be much appreciated from both me and Myth, I'm sure. So taking out that first core, both players avoiding the RNG aspect of it, and then the other two cores are going to be horizontal instead of that kind of vertical space, and that's going to be a lot easier to deal with for most people. It's a lot easier anyway. Myth really going to be trying to get some more. I'm going to send him something in the chat.
Are you Yorha?
Hunter Squadron deploying out of North 12C Defense HQ. I'm the commanding officer, 4B. Don't worry, we'll take it from here.
Sorry, I was in chat.
2B.
Everyone, given Mytherium their energy. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. That kind of stuff is crazy. Just you gotta hope. Myth still has the lead. He's still got the lead. Actually, they're just about at exactly the same time, because Myth coming out of flight suit at 45 seconds, MT coming out of flight suit at 48 seconds. So 3-second difference, literally 3-second difference. And honestly, it could make or break the run not being able to attack those enemies, but we won't know until the end. There's a lot of factors that yeah, it's just an incredibly close race. We're going to be shooting some hot loads into Groon's mouth, this railgun. Exactly three loads. Boom, skip a cutscene. Nice. I know, irreparable anger is something I very much understand. I get that too. Mackerel tilted me into uninstalling this game a few times. So Mytherium is going to probably be working in overdrive on this Groon core. He's going to be trying to take out these enemies as much as possible. Going to be trying to get as much EXP as he can because he missed out on the EXP earlier. Sorry, I've been talking like this for an hour and 4 or 5 minutes now. Just need a little bit of water every once in a while. Again, Myth really is going to need to have the cleanest possible aerial flights here because he needs as much XP as possible. Because he despawned all those enemies, he's losing all of that EXP, and we are going to be severely under-leveled for this run after Groon. So that EXP does actually really matter. These guys are still super, super close, and I'm going to give MT the edge, actually. While Mytherium is technically, by frames and by story, in the lead, I'm going to give MT the edge here and say that he is technically kind of in a lead because of the EXP that he has that Myth doesn't. But Mytherium very much not out of it. I would say that Myth is still, you know, in the lead. I'm just giving a slight edge to MT here. Just going to be taking out these enemies as quickly as possible. Myth looking to get all that EXP, just slurping it up. Slurping up that EXP. Oh, sorry. Had to burp a little bit. Didn't want to do it in the mic. Coming up on our second Groon core, we have 3 Groon cores in total. He's going to be doing this pod program. Looks like he didn't quite get what he wanted. Oh, this is really unfortunate. You know, the tilt might be kind of ruining Myth a little bit. It looks like he didn't quite get the pod program that he wanted and then missed that core. This is a chance for... Oh, MT also getting really unfortunate. Oh my gosh, MT getting the worst possible RNG on those Groon cores. Very unfortunate, but that means that Myth is going to keep this lead and get a little bit more of a lead even going into this next Groon core. These Groon cores matter, guys. All of this is going to matter. Groon's dabbing on Myth's screen. Big old dab. Dab on the haters, Groon. See if you keep dabbing when someone finally finds a way to skip your crusty booty. Get out of here. Only hate for the disco whale in chat, please. But, yeah. Myth looking like he's maybe... just... I don't know what happened. Maybe just unhappy. Wow, words are hard. I kind of hit a wall for a second there. Sorry, guys. We're going to be coming up on core number 3 in just a moment here. And we're going to have the same exact issues that we had the last time. Just do it as quickly as possible. Really hope you don't miss any of them. Don't get any bad RNG patterns, nothing like that. This race is actually crazy freaking close. This is nuts. Okay, he actually gets that pod program this time. He's going to be able to one-cycle this, no problem. I can feel it in my bones. In the depth of my heart, Myth is going to get this one cycle, no problem. MT, on the other hand, let's see how he's doing. MT, I think, may get this one cycle as well. And gets good RNG. Both of them getting good RNG, not losing time over the other. So they're going to get about the same exact time. Oh, actually, I spoke too soon. Commentator's curse. I'm so sorry, MT, but he missed healing and actually did get staggered by some of the attacks there. What Mytherium is going to do here is going to be a little drown warp. So he's just going to jump to the left. Jump to the left. Jump to the right. Crisscross. Drown warp. Doesn't quite get the drown warp that he wants. He's going to go for it again. A double jump there, which I have a bad... Okay, he does get the drown warp. That just puts us a little bit closer. MT actually gets it right away. That's going to make it even closer. This is actually... Wow, this is nuts. The amount of spaghetti and the amount of like things that people are doing well and not well is just making this so insanely close. Mytherium going for the second drown warp at 218. MT going for the second drown warp at 221. This is still 3 seconds apart. This is 3 seconds apart, guys. We're coming up to one of the harder skips in the game, not because of technical difficulty, but because the angle is incredibly precise. One of the most precise skips in the game. Copied city clip. And what they're going to be doing is a dash heavy against 2 rocks in a very, very specific angle. Let's see if Myth gets it first try. If either one gets it first try, I'm calling it. They're taking that lead. Myth gets it first try, no problem. Perfectly. MT also getting it first try, no problem. These runners are top tier. These runners are freaking incredible. Absolutely no problem. Now, I like to talk about Groon being the gatekeeper to the actually cool part of the run, because all of the craziest skips, the hardest skips, the most heart-pounding, adrenaline-filled action is coming up now. And we're going to fight Adam, and then, well, actually, we're not going to fight Adam. We're going to avoid him for his first phase, where he's kind of mansplaining at you, talking about how humans are combative, and the real human emotion is being a jerk. Yeah, I don't know. I think Adam kind of missed something. But we're gonna watch Myth come over here and clip out on this block here. A very precise clip, actually. Something that most people have a setup for. Okay, perfect. Both of them getting it early enough for it to save time. Interestingly enough, Adam's conversation here is done in chunks. And so we needed to get past a certain chunk to skip the rest of it. And so when he says only then, we're going to go into this elevator and cancel that dialogue with Pod. And that's going to skip the rest of his mansplaining on us. Wow, Myth actually not losing any time. That's crazy. He got it second try. MT having a little bit of trouble getting in and out of that. In and outs in the chat, please. Getting in and out of that elevator. But the interesting thing is that you can actually soft block in that elevator, and it is like a full-on soft block. Like your run is completely dead at that point. Okay. So Myth taking him down to threshold very quickly, and then MT looks like taking him down to threshold very quickly. Basically, we just want to get him to a certain threshold to where he starts talking. We let him talk. Whatever. He does his thing. And then this is where the real fight kind of starts on Mytherium's screen. He's just going to be trying to take him out as quickly as possible. Just big old fight boys here. Let's hope he gets some crits, some big crits here. He's going to need some big crits. And Adam not being a jerk by moving around. Not getting any big crits. Let's see how MT's doing. He's going to skip this, go to talk to Ninus. MT getting some mean patterns as well. Adam being a real jerk. Ooh, MT, please heal. Oh my gosh. Everything's going to matter. We're still super, super close. Talking to Anemone at about 1240. And then MT going to be talking to Anemone at, it looks like, about 1250. So about 10 seconds apart. Still incredibly, incredibly close. Anyone's game. The hardest, like, probably the hardest skip in the game is coming up that lots of people, despite how consistent you are, despite how many times you've done it, people still fail it all the time. And if either runner fails it, then it's, I'm not going to say it's a guaranteed victory, but it's definitely going to be a good indicator for whoever is successful is the person who's probably going to win. But anything can happen. Mytherium is missing a decent amount of EXP. Honestly, you never know. Whew, I'm going to take a little breather. Forgot to mention that we did a little dialogue cancel to pick up a piece of mail to trigger this quest, so that while we're moving here, it does all of that jazz, and we don't have to worry about, you know, waiting around, waiting for Pascal to finish talking, all that crap. No. We're gonna skip it. So we skip everything. Oh, Mytherium having a little bit of spaghetti. As always, every little bit of spaghetti is a chance for the other player to catch up. Every little bit of spaghetti is a chance for the other player to gain some time. Myth doing the pantsu strat for the people. Basically, this is just you look at 2B's upper thigh, as high as you can on the thigh, and she kind of pushes the camera away, and it is said, it has been theorized, that it is slightly faster than the slow walk that you're stuck in. So we're going to be coming up into here. This is one of people's favorite parts of the game as well, the cult robots. We have entered the domain of God. We're going to talk to this priesty boy here, and then we're going to wait for him to walk around. Myth just going to be messing around a little bit. Everyone kind of kills time in their own way here. Some people like to go over to the elevator and SD. Some people like to go over to these girders and clip out on them. There's just all sorts of different things. Myth going to go for the SD here. Ooh, boy, he hit the... He did not hit the enemy. Okay. I thought he hit the enemy for a second there. It looked like he was turned around. So it looks like both of them are actually going for the SD strat. Both of them a man of the people. Really doing everything for the fans. Also, so an interesting thing, there's a dialogue in here that keeps a cutscene or a load screen from starting. And so if we just hold up that dialogue with Pascal, you just skip that conversation entirely, and it saves 6 seconds for free. You press one button, saves 6 seconds. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Now, I'm really curious if Myth is going to go for this clip out, since he did lose EXP on Groon. You can despawn enemies here. So if he despawns enemies, then that's slightly faster, right? And MT doesn't have as much of a chance to catch up here, but will have a chance to catch up in combat. But if Mytherium goes for fighting these enemies, he's going to get XP, but he's going to lose a decent amount of time. So we'll see what he'd rather have. Okay, it looks like he is going to go for the despawn, which means he's probably going to lose some time on. If he needs to get this clip. Okay, he's going to lose time. MT might take the lead here. There's a very real possibility that MT takes the lead here. If MT can get this clip out immediately. Okay, MT gets it. MT is probably going to take the lead. Mytherium getting some juicy crits, though, taking out these enemies very, very quickly. I think Mytherium taking out the enemies very quickly. This is incredibly close. But, you know, Mytherium might be frustrated, but he is going to get that extra EXP that he desperately needed from missing out on Groon. And he didn't actually lose that much time because he had some crazy criticals and crazy attacks. Just nutso stuff. He's going to be a bit more EXP, I would even imagine, than MT. MT missing that first clip. If, okay, gets it the second time. MT is still in the lead. If Mytherium can get this clip very quickly, then Oh, Mytherium looks like getting a little bit frustrated. If he can get this clip, come on, Myth. You can do it. Myth having a little bit of a struggle, so we're going to go back to MT. MT going to clip out on this pipe here. Looks like he's having a little bit of struggle with this pipe. I'm going to clip out on that pipe, jump here, plunge, and this is going to be very important. This is a part where you can lose a lot of time. It's going to... Oh, okay, gets it. You're picking up a trigger there and then voiding out. That's what you really want to do there, and MT gets it, gets a little bit hung up on that, but does get the skip in its entirety. It was a little rough. It wasn't perfect, but he does get the skip, avoids a soft lock there as well. Mytherium going to look to do this as quickly as possible because he's going to need to gain some time now that he's lost the lead. Let's hope he gets it. Oh, and he gets it. Beautiful. MT going into... I know, you really can feel the tilt, which is unfortunate, but, you know, you sometimes have to run. Oh, Myth, don't land behind those girders. Whew, okay. Both players coming up on the boss of Factory, Soshi. I think it's Soshi, I don't know. I call it Ball 1. This is Ball Fight. We're entering the ball pit, if you would. I've never made that joke before, but I like it. I'm gonna call all the ball fights the ball pit. Anyone opposed? Well, you can suck it, I don't know. Anyway, that's probably not the best thing to say commentating. Both players are probably just going to come over here, get up on top of this bridge, just kind of hang out here because we're just going to be avoiding attacks. Just kind of chilling, just waiting. They're actually waiting for a very specific sound cue, and I'm going to switch over to MT's audio because he's now in the lead, and he's been in the lead for a bit, and I feel comfortable kind of putting it on his audio. A lot of this run is going to come down to the last boss fights because the last real clips and everything have been pretty much done. I don't think either one are going to go for Shabu clip. I think they're probably just going to dash through it, which totally understandable. Not really something you want to go for. Alright, here we go. We're getting into the boss fight on MT's screen. Let's see how he does. He's buffing up, he's taunting, he's doing the double damage glitch, he's doing the things, he's doing the good combat things. Let's see how good his RNG is with regard to the attacks here. Myth did get a decent amount of EXP from Mook's room. You do get a lot of EXP there, and so that's going to definitely help with the later parts of this fight. With the later parts of this boss rush, sorry. MT getting it done. So we're gonna navigate Factory over here. This race is so close, guys. This is absolutely insane. MT or Myth. Oh, Myth getting the suicide bots, getting really unfortunate RNG there. But Mytherium killing off ball number 1 and getting out. He's actually, I think, gained a bit of time there. So MT going to run through here very quickly. Speedy boy. One thing I like to point out is at the beginning of the run in Prologue, we do this clip out next to the lava. And I think that is super cool because we actually do it again here. And it's kind of like the run comes full circle. The last major skip that we do in the game is one of the first major skips that we do in the game. I think that is super freaking cool. It just full circle. You know, it really makes you think. It doesn't actually, but, you know, I like to sound dumb sometimes. So, just a quick movement through here. Mytherium really, I think, just wants to get through this. Wants to get caught up. Wants to get past everything. MT going to start this boss rush here pretty soon. We're going to be fighting all sorts of weird and wonderful boys. Going to be doing a decent amount of enemies in Resistance Camp. Then from Resistance Camp, we're going to be fighting Core 1 next to Resistance Camp. And then we're going to be going to Pascal's Village. And then right in front of Pascal's Village, we're going to be fighting more robots. And then we're going to fight another core. And then we're going to go through 4 phases of Eve. Strap in because you are in for some combat. I hope you're ready. I know I am.
I'm not receiving.
Scanning for interference.
So MT just gonna be looking at some clean movement here.
Let's move.
Got kind of hung up on an enemy. This game does have an auto lock-on feature that everyone kind of unanimously hates. These guys are
Why are their numbers increasing like this?
not far apart. Maybe 10 seconds. This is something that could definitely be caught up on by Myth, especially because he got that EXP back from Luke's room. Oh, okay. So we're getting into Resistance Camp. This is the first part of what, well, I guess Sochi Ball 1 is kind of the first part of the boss rush, but this is really where it just starts becoming entirely combat. What did Myth just do? I don't know what you saw. Was it on the stairs? Anyway, MT gonna buff up here. So a quick fight here, a quick Resistance Camp robots, is before the buffs start flashing. So if the buffs run out or the buffs start flashing, that means that it was probably a more slow one. And you can see the buffs in the top left under the health bar. Those weird little symbols, those are our buffs. And so when those start blinking, if they start blinking before this fight is done, it means that MT probably had a bit of a slower fight. But if he, okay, so it looks like MT is having a little bit of a slower fight. If they run out entirely, that means it's definitely going to be a bit of a slower fight. And Mytherium I'm saying definitely a lot. Mytherium has a major chance to actually catch up some time here. Because MT having a very sloppy resistance fight. Looks like Mytherium missing one of the stubbies. That's not going to be a huge deal. Getting really good RNG with the crits on the Goliath there. Whew. Okay. Mytherium talking to Anemone. MT coming up on ball. Oops, excuse me. On ball 2. I totally forgot about ball 2 when I was talking about stuff. He's going to just be going straight into that electricity because we don't care about electricity. Electricity sucks. It only damages you once every like 5 seconds or something. So we're just gonna heal up and face tank it and damage this guy.
This is never going to end.
Alright, MT having really, honestly, very good RNG. Having very good RNG on the crits there. It looks like Mytherium also having a very good ball fight. And getting the SD and the level up. Very good, both guys going into Core 1. This is incredibly close. This is such a close race. This is literally seconds apart. Let's see how well they do here. This is going to come down to combat. How good is your combat? How well can you take down enemies as quickly as possible? MT getting through it very quickly. Mytherium having a little bit of trouble, but getting through it very quickly as well. Oh. And Mytherium going for the fish. The swag. This man never stops swagging except for when he doesn't go for half the skips.
What do we do? There's too many.
Some shots fired to both runners there. Come at me, bro.
Our village is under.
Pascal?
Yeah, Myth has crazy amounts of crits. Okay, both runners just going to be getting through here as quickly as possible. Getting over to Pascal's village. To the front of Pascal's village, we're going to fight some more robotos. But this is literally seconds apart, ladies and gentlemen. This is literally seconds apart. These guys are putting on a show for you. So we're going to buff up, get ready, and try to melt these enemies as quickly as possible. Obviously, because it's a speedrun. I feel like that goes without saying, I suppose. Ooh, juicy crits from MT. Juicy crits from Mytherium. Both getting these crazy crits. The Core 2 coming up a little bit before for MT. Let's see if Mytherium goes for the one cycle or MT goes for the one cycle. It looks like MT is going for the one cycle, possibly. Looks like he didn't get the one cycle. Let's see if Mytherium gets the one cycle. If Mytherium gets the one cycle, he's going to be taking the lead here. It looks like Mytherium not getting the one cycle, but getting a very fast core. Both of them getting a very fast core. They're pretty much exactly the same time. Oh! Wow.
It's Eve.
This is incredibly close. This is insane.
Will it stop the rest?
Both players have a chance. It comes down to Eve. It comes down to only Eve. Myth got the dialogue skip. That means he's going to be taking a slight lead coming into here. I'm not sure if MT did. I don't think he did. Yep, Mytherium is going to take the lead going into Eve. Mytherium also having And Myth also having... Oh, Myth got grabbed, though. He's going to be losing a little bit of time there. Every little thing is going to matter. This fight is entirely what is going to decide who wins this match. Let's see who can get it better. Okay, MT skipping platforms. Let's see if Myth gets platforms. Let's hope he doesn't get platforms. RNG, please. Okay, does not get platforms. We're fine. Gets past it. Let's see if is Myth going to go for the phase 2 skip. If Myth gets this phase 2 skip, he is going to take the lead. Just yeah. If he gets this phase skip, come on, Myth. Come on, make this hype. Make this hype. Okay, MT actually getting through that second phase. He's not going to get through it. But Myth also not getting the phase skip. That's really unfortunate. But we do have a good chance of him having a very quick kill here because of the juicy crits that we keep seeing him get. And he does have a very fast phase 2. So let's see how phase 3 treats both of our runners. Both have pretty juicy chips. And if either one dies, I would say that the other one probably wins this. Oh, no! Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. But oh my gosh, both runners have died. They are going to be at pretty much exactly the same time. This is insane. Both runners have died, and that's going to put them at the beginning of phase 3. Oh my gosh. This is insanely close. Now keep in mind that neither runner, okay, both runners are probably going to want to pick up their body. Oh, heal guys, heal. Oh my gosh. Oh, commentator's curse. I know, I need to stop doing that. But heal up, Myth, please. For the love of God, guys, stay healed. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I'm just going crazy. Right now, they're pod launching into Eve, trying to, MT. Oh my gosh. MT getting taken down. Myth is going to take the lead now. And he's going to get the SD strat, goes into phase 4. Myth taking the lead. Wow. Myth is freaking me out too. Both of these runners freaking me out. Oh, Myth in the lead now at phase 4. MT going back into phase 3. Let's hope he has a quick phase 3. This is absolutely insane. Myth, why are you not healing? I don't fully understand. Myth, I don't know if Myth understands that he's in the lead. I think he's maybe resigned to... Oh my gosh, that was so fast. Mytherium gets it. Wow.
No.
And Mytherium is your winner of this match. MT, it looks like it got an issue with the SD on phase 3. Wow, this race was absolutely insane. Holy crap, that was insane. Wow. So, MT going into phase 4. We're going to see him just try to melt this down. Let's hope he gets really good RNG here. I really want to see him get some good RNG. And there we go. Myth is the winner. This is pretty good RNG for MT. You want Eve to not move around a whole lot. There we go. And that's the end of the race for both players. Time will be called in about 28 seconds for MT. MT had input glitch for the whole run. That's insane. That's actually crazy. Oh, all right. Myth is in the chat. I don't know if MT is going to be joining us or not. He's saying GG in the chat, so I'm kind of assuming that he might not. Yeah, MT is out. Oh, wow. That was absolutely bonkers.
Oh my god.
Holy crap! Yeah, I don't think you were either of you guys watching.
No.
I was, yeah.
Holy crap! That was
I can imagine
the most. That was the most insane run we've had. Like bar none. Like
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed with it, but whatever.
I'm so upset with this.
yeah, you guys. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give it to you guys straight. That was some of the most spaghetti playing I've seen in my entire. You guys were on Speed Gaming 6. There were like 20 viewers, and you still spaghettied. Obviously I'm just ripping on you guys and joking. There were a lot of really good things in that run from both of you. But dude, that was absolutely crazy.
I think for once in running this tournament, I'm actually speechless. I'm not gonna lie. I messed up on way too many things. Like, I was just angry the entire way through, and I just, that doesn't feel good.
Don't worry, Unity. I am gonna ask him. I wrote it down specifically to ask him. Yeah, no, I know that feel. I had the same thing with my very last race. I was so tilted straight from the beginning. MT got punches, dude.
I've gotten punches in the last 5 tournament races, by the way.
I just realized that.
5 in a row.
Actually, that was very close to losing you the race. That's how insanely close it was. All right, well, I have a couple questions that I like to ask all the time, but first I have a very pointed one, if that's all right. Myth.
Yeah, shoot.
In plunge glitch on round robin, was that on purpose?
No. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the fastest I've ever done that trick.
Because that was insane.
That Rainbow Road was pretty bonkers. Because I know that Kanaris says that pod launches are slow, so I try to avoid doing them on the on that trick in particular. So I just do 3 pod spins, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how much time that actually would have saved, because I didn't have to do that last pod spin that doesn't really gain me much ground anyway. I immediately started like moving, which is pretty fast.
Yeah.
But like trying to replicate that, like, good effing luck.
Yeah, good luck. All right, so I have 2 questions, and I'm sure both of you guys know the questions I like to ask at the end of every race, and we like to start off with the bad because, you know, get the bad out of the way. Now I know this is an unfair question, but I feel like I have to ask it for the sake of myself. I know there was a lot of spaghetti from both of you guys, but is there one part in particular that just really was the like you were just like, I was really upset with this part, I'm gonna go grind this out, you know, whatever? Is there anything like anything where you just had a moment where you're just not having it at all, if that makes sense?
Oh, what was it? There was something that really pissed me off midway through the run. I'm the worst at remembering this kind of stuff. But
That's all right.
What was it on like every single ladder climb to get to Pascal? I messed up. Like,
oh, yeah.
There was no recovery. On
I was gonna ask flooded city skip.
Oof, yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, I figured. Obviously, this is not like the most fun question, but how about you, MT? Was there any?
Well, I mean, like the throw at the end was obviously the worst.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like
missing like one input. Like I didn't slow-mo there, so he got the second projectile wave out.
Oh yeah, you had input glitch, didn't you?
Yeah, it was just the it didn't actually affect my inputs though. It's just kind of distracting.
Okay.
But yeah, the like doing the pod launch through the Eve projectiles, just forgetting to hold slow-mo, and then when I was doing getting to Atom Pit, I forgot to change the weapon set too, so it's just like missing one input, and then like yeah, it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it all like builds up, and you just tilt, and yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah, I'm pretty much used to like getting punches now, but
Yeah.
but just to like missing like one tiny input.
Oh yeah, dude. When I did my last race, I got punches, and then I got laser after she said shut up, like a full laser, and I like was in the lead by 30 seconds, and I was out of the lead by 1 second coming out of prologue.
Thanks a lot, Angles.
Yeah, thanks, Angles. But anyway, we're going into the next question, the obvious follow-up. Were there any parts, literally anything, where you just felt, like, I have a feeling I know what myths is, but where you felt, yeah, that was good. That was, I'm happy with that one. Even if it was small, like, you know, just something, like, you got a good section of movement, you know, literally anything. Was there any part where you were like, yeah, this was good. I'm happy with this part.
I was actually, or, well, MT, if you want to go.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I was actually kind of pleased on how Soshi went. Because he gave me
Bomb
exploding.
noise.
Yeah, he gave me bombs, but then I looked at his health threshold and it was like 25%, but then he started dropping his legs, and I was like, wait, that's a little over what it should be, but like, I think, if anything, the crits that I got, 2 crit plus 2s and a crit plus 0, 2 of which were diamonds.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah, your
honestly,
chips,
that just carried
holy
me.
crap. Your
Like,
chips were insane.
I've never had chips like that before in A.
Yeah, I think that the missing the Mookshroom clip was also kind of a blessing in disguise.
In some
you did
cases,
get, because you got the level up on the SD. You do realize that, right? On the SD on Ball 2.
Oh yeah. Like, I was level 20 when I finished Eve, but like... I mean, I much rather would have clipped out in Mook's room, but I don't know what I was doing. I was holding pod program, and I was heavy holding, but then I guess, I don't know, I didn't have my input monitor on.
Pod launch there is free.
Stream.
Pod launch there is free.
I know it's
Anyway.
free, but it was like, I was holding slow-mo to keep the enemies behind me at bay, but then
No,
it just suddenly canceled.
Oh,
It wasn't pressing pod fire, but it was somehow pod firing. It was like, wait, what?
Gotcha. How about you, MT?
Well, I think both of us got copied City clip
First try.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, did we? Oh.
I think so. I know I did. I was watching the stream and I think I saw you get it like right before me, so I was just figuring that was first try. And then I don't know. Besides that, my factory clips were pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah, it was MT. Oh yeah, you're A2.
A2 was it was alright. I just got lucky.
Yeah, but I mean it's still good.
Mine was so bad. Jeez.
Yeah,
A2 was
everything else was not very good. So.
Oh well. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Anything you feel like pressing that you need to talk about before I do all my stuff? And
It was interesting. I think like about a third into the run, I had realized that my recording suddenly stopped working, but then I suddenly also realized that spacebar pauses or like stops your recording for some reason in OBS, and I'm glad that this run did not get recorded.
Yeah.
But if it did, then, well.
Well, I mean, it did get recorded on the stream.
On the stream, just not locally.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
And yeah, and you can hear me not know how to speak English correctly. for most of the run. But
I'm just really tilted after all of this.
Yep. But thanks a lot, Shabu, for doing commentary for us.
yeah, of course.
Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I like it.
And thank you, MT,
I
for racing.
honestly,
Yeah,
you guys might be like frustrated, but that was freaking crazy to watch. Like, in terms of races, like I don't think I could have had a more enjoyable like race experience because it was just nuts. You never knew what was gonna happen. You guys are so good that it was nuts. You guys just traded back and forth.
MT does have the
absolutely
better PB, and probably will forever, because I'm never gonna PB an A.
But yeah, absolutely crazy, guys. Like I know, probably frustrated. I definitely understand that. Like I was so tilted, I left the stream and uninstalled the game. Like that was my run. So I get it. But in terms of viewing and commentating, it is absolutely incredible. So thank you for the race, guys. GG's. And yeah, as always, thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting us. Thanks for having us. If you want to follow these wonderful, illustrious boyos that just did the race and were absolutely incredibly entertaining, they usually post some better runs than what you saw today, but you know, everyone has those kind of days. That sounded super rude and like a jerk. I didn't mean for it to sound that way, but you can follow them by typing !R. Both top runners, incredible guys, great streams to watch. Definitely recommend following them. I have been your commentator, Shabu Shabu. Thank you again. Speed Gaming, if you're looking to get into running this game, you can check out our Discord at something. What is it, MT?
Discord.NieRspeedrun.com.
Discord.NieRspeedrun.com. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tune in to the last ones. We're getting into the final, dealios of the tournament. So, I hope you guys have a great day and a greater life, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye! Oh god, I have to face Shang.